So sentimentality. Self-serving acts of kindness. Make yourself look good. Distracted from a flaw. I could change this criminal thinking error by recognizing that instead of me doing something for somebody to make myself look good, I do it for them to let them know that I love them. Or I do it to show them that I care. Second criminal thinking error, super optimism. This is a big one right here. Definition: extreme optimism and self-confidence. Exaggerating to convince self of abilities. Exaggerating to convince self of abilities. And this is big right here. Super optimism. Another word for it would be extreme optimism. When you go into the full extreme. Like when you feel that you are, another word I consider to be a cousin would be entitlement of super optimism. Because now you don't big yourself up. You don't big yourself up to feel that you're something that you're not. Right? Like in the community, you got a pistol. You carry a pistol with you every day. Now it does something to your ego. You know, when you normally will walk around just, you cool and you're humble. Now you got the pistol in your pocket. You walking around now. I know that brother ain't looking at me. That's how you doing. You don't big your head up. That's what super optimism is. Extreme optimism. Something to make you feel that you something that you're not. How can you change super optimism? You can change it by getting in the habit of looking to the consequences of that behavior. If I continue to look like that, because I got this pistol on me, one day somebody gonna try me. And people will try you. Dudes be knowing brothers be packing. They try them anyway on the street. Why you think brothers be pulling out on each other? Man, I know that brother got a pistol on him or got one in his car. But it's just pride and super optimism. What'd you say? You see the gun on his hip and you still running your mouth. Then when you get shot, oh man, that brother on your shot me, but you did that. And normally, when something happens, it deflates that optimism. Because all that is out the door. Now you're thinking about your health. You're thinking about trying to survive. Or either you're going to run. 9 times out of 10. 9 times out of 10, the brother, somebody put a gun out on you, you're going to run. Or you're going to duck. The same thing when you shoot somebody. What's the first thing somebody do when they shoot somebody? What they do? They take off running. Why are you going to run? You don't took all that energy to go shoot and kill somebody. You might as well wait for the police to come there. You tough. You tough. So why are you running? This is a definition of street ignorance. You see what I'm talking about? It had you feeling like you something 1 minute, and then when it really go down, the damage and consequences come and hit you in your face, and you say, man, what did I just do? Now you run. But it's over with now. The act is done. Now you got to be looking at a judge and facing a life sentence. Or sometimes death penalty. Depends on where you're at. So, super optimism is basically the cousin of being above the law, which is entitlement. Another one that's a big one in our community, man, is the word cut off. It's CUTOFF. Cut off. I use this all the time, man, because this is me. This was me. Cut off, which means ignoring responsibilities or actions. Another word I use for is ignoring serious actions. Cut off. You get into an argument with your lady. Instead of you dealing with it one-on-one or face-to-face, I'm gone. I ain't got to deal with this. Instead of dealing with it, you just cut off. F it. I'm going out with the fellas to take a drink. Now you're taking your money that you done saved up for your light bill and your rent. Because you don't cut off, your attitude so bad you can't even see that now you're in damaging consequences. Why did I say damaging consequences? Because now you're going to take that money that's going to keep a roof over your head, that's going to keep some lights in your house for you, your girl, and your child. And you're going to go spend it on people that don't care nothing about you. That's normally what cutoff do. Cutoff will have you, because see, cutoff plays a game. Cutoff plays a game with self. All these criminal thinking errors basically is a self-sabotage. It's our actions. We see it in our community all the time. Cutoff is just basically when you say, I don't give a fuck. In so many words. You don't care about nothing but yourself. It don't matter who says, I don't care what nobody say, I'm going to do what I want to do. And that's a person that don't have respect for time. You know, we just got to be talking about time. Look, how do you value your time? How do you value? This person that acts like that and cut off, he doesn't value his time. He don't value nobody else's time. Why? Because it's all about him. Until he's put in a place that he get to look at time and change in time, or watch time go by, only to find that he just wasted time to waste him more time. Either you're gonna get it or you're not. The next one, matter of fact, we'll cut off. Let me give you a resolution how to resolve this one, this thinking error. It's realizing that the most things of real value requires time and effort to achieve. Meaning that ain't nothing is gonna come easy. Nothing's gonna come easy. You're gonna have problems, you're gonna have situations that you cross. You're gonna experience unpleasant emotions. But the most important thing is dealing with it. Confronting and leveling. Hey, baby, you know you made me mad. Hey, let's talk about it. Let's get this out the way. Because you'll find yourself keep doing it over and over again, expecting different results. Now, that's if you do it. Just do it. Focusing on you. But if you got a household that both of y'all doing it, y'all ain't gonna never get nothing accomplished. Because both of y'all are cut off and say forget it and self-sabotage. That's all it is. Cut off is when you self-sabotage. Because guess what? At the end of the day, you ever heard somebody say, you ain't hurting nobody but yourself? That's all you hurting. That's all you hurting is yourself. That's all you hurting is yourself when you self-sabotage or when you cut off. So be careful about that thinking error right there. Most definitely a powerful criminal thinking error. And most guys that are in the streets, they operate on cutoff. Something happened. First thing they want to resort to is go get a gun. That's cutoff. Now you cut off to a point that you cut everything off now. When you make that rash decision to go get that gun, you cutting off right down there. When you make that rational error, thinking error, or that irrational decision, you are making a decision that nothing else matters no more. I don't care if I go to prison. I don't care who life is involved. I'm going to show them who I am. I'm going to bust my gun, and I'm getting ready to go to prison for life. But I get to be around a bunch of men for the rest of my life. I get to share a cell with an individual that I don't even know. Somebody got to tell me when to get up or when to lay down. I got to get all my mail and everything all my communication from mail and emails from my family. I get to touch my family maybe one time, maybe just a couple of seconds when they see me on visit. I can't even hold my child. This is what you're telling yourself when you decide to go cut off and run to get a gun. It's the most dampening decision that any one of us can ever make. But it's a common decision that young black males make in the black community. What time we feel offended, because now it's not the value of my time or how I feel about what I do with my time. My value is how I feel when somebody says something to me out the way. That's what I value, because my value is what the people in the streets, how they look at me. You see what I'm saying? how they look at me. That's what I value. So I would go take a pistol and go bust my gun and sacrifice myself like a lamb and go to prison. So the people in the streets can say that, Terry, man, he ran to the car, got his gun, man, and he busted off, and that was it. But guess what the majority of the people are saying when you don't went and did that? Man, that dumb brother just had a baby, man. What he gonna do that dumb stuff for? There's people in the streets. And it's everywhere you go to, even in the prison system. Somebody do something stupid inside the prison system. The first thing the other inmates gonna say is, man, shoot, that brother ain't had 3 more months left, man. He done jacked it off. He could have been home in 3 months. He done went and did something stupid. Done stabbed somebody. Now he might get some more time. And he going to the shoe. And he done his parole date is messed up. His halfway house date. So be careful about cutoff, man. Cognitive indolence. The next word, COGNITIVE. Indolence. Indolence. Cognitive indolence. Which means, this is big now, lazy thinking. Taking the easy way out. Woo! Big. That's real big. That's real big. Cognitive indolence. Taking the easy way out. You remember the 3 C's? What was one of the 3 C's? TJ?
Cognition.
Cognitions, right? What it mean? What it mean? One was conditions, one was what? Cognitions, right?
It means how you explain yourself, choices.
That's right. How you think, how you explain yourself, your choices. This is what it's talking about. Cognitive indolence. Like indolence. Cognitive, your thinking. Indolence mean what? Lazy. Lazy. That's what it means. Lazy thinking. Taking the easy way out. Taking the easy way out. All right? And this is what a lot of us in the black community, man, we always want to take the easy way out. We don't want to troubleshoot and think through nothing. We just want to take the easy way out. It's just like cutoff. Somebody say something to you out the way, instead of you just talking about it like men do, first thing you resort to is violence. You want to fight, or you want to pull your gun out, or you want to go get a gun. And we losing more people in the community because of that thought than anything else. We losing more brothers in the community than them enlisting in the army or them going to college. We losing more brothers in the community because of this thought life. Cognitive indolence, because of being lazy and don't want to think and don't want to use the brain that they have. So they resort into foolishness. So we lose them to the grave or either to the system. But I can change this thinking error, right? If I'm by taking the appropriate steps to achieve my responsible goals. It's the same thing as cutoff. Taking the proper steps to achieve my goals. Like, I'm not going to sit around and when I know I got a job interview at 2 o'clock. I'm not going to wait till 1:45 to go in the house and start trying to get dressed. I'm going to be prompt and ready. Remember, we just got through talking about that. How do I prioritize my time? How do I do it? So that's powerful right there. It's very, very powerful. How do you prioritize your time? Prioritize your time. All right, so the next one is modification. Woo! This is a big one. Modification. Boy, I struggled with this one for a long time. It was never my fault. It was never my fault. It was always somebody else's fault. And that's what modification means. Modification means always blaming other folks. Always making excuses. Always making excuses and always justifying the reason why I did something. The reason why I didn't go to the job interview is because Sabrina didn't come pick me up. She said yesterday that she might be able to come pick me up if she got off work on time. or if she got off work early enough. Right then and there, when Sabrina told me that she didn't know, that she wasn't sure that she could pick me up, right then and there, I should have took the initiative to go and find somebody to take me to my job interview at 2 o'clock. That's having responsibility. But when we didn't make it to the job interview, first thing we want to do is blame somebody else. Everything we do, we blame somebody else. Why you ain't working? I don't have no car. I couldn't get to the job interview. Why you acting like that? Because Sabrina made me mad. Why you just bust that window? Because I was mad. Mr. Ruffin made me mad, so I just busted the window out. I didn't give you no reason to go bust that window out. I may have said something to you that you didn't agree with. But you never should have had the right to put in your mind to say, I'm going to bust this window. And that's how the system look at us. They look at, can you think? The first thing when the judge say, you busted the window because of what? Oh, because Mr. Ruffin made you mad. So what he's thinking is that, okay, if the teacher made him mad and he got upset and busted the window, what he going to do when somebody in the street make him mad? Because the teacher should have more respect. You should have more respect for the teacher than you would somebody out in the street, right? But this is how they look at it. So modifying and blaming, making excuses, and justifying the reason why you're in the state that you're in. That's what modification means. How can you change this? Big right here. We talked about it last week. What was one of the positive thinking attributes that we had? What was the positive attitudes that we had?
Oh, you said one of them.
Yeah, what was the one that when you get up and display and you're getting up going to work and you taking care of your kids and you responsibility, my brothers. Responsibility. That's real big. And that's how you change modification. Accepting personal responsibility for the consequences of your own actions. Accepting responsibility. That's what's wrong with us now. We don't want to accept no responsibility. And it's so crazy, you know why? Because even the media would televise. Remember we talked about the ages of young black men that are getting killed or either going to prison? Nobody never says anything about responsibility and accountability. They always tell you about the act or the crime or who got killed or what happened and why. Or if not why, or where it happened. They never say anything dealing with how this could have been avoided. They never promote responsibility. They never promote accountability. Only thing they promote is the damaging consequences. It's how young blacks don't value time. And we say, like we say, life is time. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Every time that watch or that clock is ticking, that's another time off your life. And if you're sitting there sleeping and ain't doing nothing, and you're sleeping and you're sleeping and you're sleeping, you're gonna look around 3, 4, 5 years and realize you haven't done anything with your life. Is it too late? No, it's never too late. But the thing about it is, it's not operating out of what it was just out there talking about cognitive entities. And moving forward, having that ambition, having that motivation. You see what I'm saying? Having that willingness, which was one of the positive attitudes. Okay, now, this is a good one right here. Discontinuity. Talked about that earlier. Discontinuity, D-I-S-C-O-N-T-I-N-U-I-T-Y. Discontinuity, which means lack of persistence. Getting sidetracked. Oh man, this is a big one. We don't do stuff because we allow other people to sidetrack us. The biggest issue in life that I see, especially in the black community, is that we allow other folks to dictate our destination and where we're going. We're always getting sidetracked. This is most definitely a criminal thinking error. We have more followers than we have leaders. You get you a good job right out here at Bridgestone. Your homeboy call you up, man, let me take you out, man, to go celebrate. You just got the job. He know you got to be to work tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock, but he allow you to get pissy drunk. Who gonna wake up from being drunk at 7 o'clock in the morning, got to be to work your first day on the job? It's the same thing with guys getting out of prison. Instead of guys giving brothers resources, yo, here's a pair of boots. I know you're going to go look for a job. Here's a pair of jeans, or here's a jacket, man, you know, from when you go job hunting. Here's $20, man, for you to get a bus pass. Or I'll come pick you up. They take you job hunting. The first thing they want to give you is a bag of smoke and a bottle. That's the first thing they want to give you. That's discontinuity right there, showing lack of persistence. A roadblock, being distracted. And believe it or not, man, you got brothers, man, that want you to be in the same place that they are. If they're not working, they don't want you working. They don't want you working. If you got a car, they expect for you to pick them up anytime they need a ride. And the first time you don't, oh, what's the problem? They want to hold your keys to go wherever place they want to go with, but they don't want to contribute to you paying the car note. Getting distracted. Being a distraction. Listen, man, let me tell you something, man. That's one of the biggest problems in our community. Us getting distracted. Because we always start stuff and we don't never finish it. We talk a good game. We play the game of compliance, but we never finish it. A lot of us do it. I'm going to give you a prime example. Look at December the 31st. What happens December the 31st? New Year's. What happens on New Year's? Resolutions. I ain't gonna do this no more. I ain't smoking. I'm not drinking. I'm not doing nothing. That's crazy because the desire there, the desire to stop is there. But a week up, oh, I'm not eating this. I'm gonna lose this weight. I'm going to the gym. I mean, I seen so many people at the gym in January. That's where they make all their money. They start coming out. Look at the subliminal messages that they give out. All the fitness commercials, the food changes up. All the restaurants, they showing you healthier products. They have all these sales. Vitamin companies coming out. Because now people are into something new. They want to work out. They want to lose weight. They feel confident. They got the willingness. They got the motivation. But a week go by, they doing good. 2 weeks go by, oh man, they doing good. They taking pictures, they posting it on Facebook, they walking, got the sweat pouring all down their face. Hey, there, I got 3 more miles left. And then you got all these likes and all these comments, and you're doing good. Hold it down. Yeah, I'm proud of you. You got all that. And then eventually, them fast steps start turning into like more slower steps. And then the distractions start coming. Oh man, I got stuff to do for my job. I can't work out this afternoon. Or I got to pick my kids up. I can't work out this afternoon. Or I got to have this phone conference. I gotta. But if you made time when you first started, you value your time, you prioritize your time to work out, to do something for yourself, then you could have went on and fulfilled that goal. You see what I'm saying? But we get sidetracked. And we never finish what we start. Always finish what you start, man. Remember the reason why you started, and you will complete it. Remember the reason why you started, and you will complete it. This is big right here. Entitlement. The next word, entitlement. E-N-T-I-T-L-E-M-E-N-T. Entitlement, which means a sense of being above the law and exception to the law. We ought to know what entitlement means. You're above the law. You're going to do what you want to do. You don't care who's in your way. You're going to do what you want to do. Red light turn red, you run it. Stop sign, you run it. In the streets, that's what we are. We feel we entitled to everything. When I was selling drugs, man, I thought, boy, let me tell you something. I thought I ran the block. Because when you got what people want, they mostly submit. They submit and do what you tell them to do. So normally drug dealers, they have a sense of entitlement because they used to people are basically bound down to them and doing what they ask them to do. And it's crazy that we would live like that, to be entitlement or to be operating entitlement, knowing that your destination is jail, where they gonna tell you what to do. And if you don't act like you're gonna submit or do what you told to do, they got a place for you there too. So that's sort of counter. You see the myth. You see how that works. You dealing with entitlement on the street. Can't nobody tell you what to do, but you know your destination from your behavior is gonna lead you to a place where they gonna tell you what to do, and you gonna do what they tell you to do. That's the definition of street ignorance. You see what I'm saying? You see how that changes up? Now you behind the bars that you gotta say, hey guard, hey jailer, hey CO. Everything you do, you gotta call somebody. See a case manager come in the door. Hey, Miss Sabrina. Cell number 22. I'm right here. She gonna look up there. She gonna say, huh? Who? Put in a request slip, sheet. Put in a request slip in to see me. So you ain't in control no more, but you struggle with entitlement. And some dudes struggle with entitlement so bad that they get in prison and still think they run stuff and don't run nothing. Here you are on the phone. Who's that? Hey babe, who's that in the background? Oh, that's just my cousin. It better be your cousin. Don't you be having no dudes around my kid. Don't have no dudes around your kid. Man, you ain't even spend your time with your kid when you were home. Now you trying to control what that girl do because you locked up. Oh, you bring my kids over here to see me. Bring the kids to see you? Man, you was right up the block from the kids and you didn't even take no time out to see them. That's the definition of street ignorance. Still struggling with entitlement. How do I cure that? Respecting the rights and property of others. Evaluating what I have learned or evaluating what I have earned, not what I want. That is big. Knowing the difference. What you earned. Not just taking something because you want it. That's big. When you struggle with entitlement, you feel that people stuff belong to you. And it don't. You know what I'm saying? It don't. That's why a lot of us, man, especially when we in the streets, we end up going to a woman's house that she opened her door up for you to come and stay. Now you running the house and you ain't paid not one bill. You ain't paid one bill. You can't run that girl house. Now you walking around with your boxes on. She getting up going to work. You dropping her off in her car. You driving her car, got her at work. She got off at 9. You didn't pick her up to 9:45 in her car. That's entitlement. And you done made up all these lies, or she be all right, and got the girl outside waiting. That's entitlement. You don't care about nobody but yourself. You take somebody else's stuff and do what you want to do with it. And it don't bother you. No sense of urgency to value them enough, like I just said earlier. What I talking about value? How do I respect time? How do I respect other people's life? Because that's what time is. Time is. Time is life. All of us have time. God has given each and every one of us a sense of time. And we have no right to take somebody else's time and do what we want to do with it. And we're fools to allow somebody to do that. Last one, power orientation. Power, big, strong. Power orientation. Asserting power, labeling people as weak or strong. Being above others. Power orientation. Power orientation is like Debo from Friday. You know when Debo pulled up on a bike, everybody took off running. But that's what Debo did. He took other people's stuff. He asserted his power to get things that he wanted. And he lived that life. In regular terms, common terms, is a bully. Bullies feel that they take people's lunch, money, take people's shoes, they do what they want to do. A bully. We're living in a society now that people they don't play with bullies no more like they used to. They don't play with them. But when I was coming up, man, I had bullies myself. I should be real sure. I had bullies myself. So I got the nerve to start fighting back. And once I did that, I ain't had to worry about no bullies no more. But that same behavior caused me a lot of problems because then, once I beat my bully up, I struggled with entitlement. I struggled with power orientation. Because now everybody knew that I done beat the bully up. Now I have a sense of power. And I'm going to use it to my advantage. And that's what we do in our communities. Power and orientation, how can I help change this thinking error? By accepting that those around me have personal rights that are not mine to tamper with. Everybody got personal rights. That's everybody. Everybody. Our significant others. They have their own personal rights. So when you go grab her phone, you got no right to grab her phone. Just like she got no right to grab yours. That's her own personal right. And they get me, they trip me out in this society that was going on now because there's no type of privacy. I hear guys saying, yeah, man, she grabbed my phone, man, and then she went through my phone and such and such, and she stomped on my phone. I'm like, what? That's outlandish. Why would you go through somebody else's personal property? You have no right to do that. You know what I'm saying? People carry a lot of personal stuff inside their phone. I don't mean they're cheating or anything like that, but people got social security numbers, all types of stuff that they keep in their phone. The bank apps, personal stuff. People keep their journals on their phone. Some people got pictures that they don't want people to see. This is their life. So we have no right to interfere with what folk doing, unless it's your child. Now, that's a different story. If your child is underage, yeah, you get that phone, you take that phone, you look at that phone. And you make sure that they don't have nothing in that phone they don't supposed to have. That's something different. But grown folk don't do that. That's immature. All right? So that's power orientation. So how can I change this error? This criminal thinking error. Another way is by practicing, listening, responding to others in a positive way. You just respect people. You have to worry about power orientation. Power orientation is disrespect. Respect folks. In your communities, respect your elders. Respect your parents. Respect your homeboy. He'll respect you. Set boundaries. That's everywhere in life. With everybody. You set them boundaries. If you don't like nobody putting their hands on you, hey, man, we good, man. We good. But don't put your hands on me. I don't play that. We do the handshake, the bop bop. Or we can do the shit. But don't put your hands on me. Because I'm not going to put my hands on you. They go vice versa. Same thing with your lady friend. You tell them, hey, don't put your hands on me. And I would not put my hands on you. As I shouldn't anyway. But that's just a respect level. Anyway. Unless it's a compassionate hug or whatever. But violent, ain't no man got no reason to be putting a hand on a woman. And for some reason in our community, it's common. I seen women and men fight like they two guys fighting. And don't get in it because they end up jumping you. You can break them up. if you can, but don't get into their affairs. And if you see somebody in an abusive relationship, then you need to let it be known that's abusive, then that boy gonna do something to you. Well, vice versa. Shoot, you got some crazy women out here too. It's not good to be in an unhealthy relationship, especially when violence is involved. Y'all take a break.